Hi, Northland family. This morning I was awake at 3:30 a.m. Now, usually I sleep very well, so being awake at that time is very unusual for me. Since it was so very quiet in our house at that time, I took advantage of the solitude to pray. Psalm 46 began flooding my thoughts, and I wondered, why did this psalm come to my mind so forcefully? Perhaps it's because of the trouble that we're all experiencing. Our world is in trouble. We all know that. Even though there are signs the pandemic is slowing, we're still a ways away from things getting back to normal. People are hurting economically, and unrest is starting to build in some of our cities. People are becoming depressed and fearful and troubled. Psalm 46 is a psalm of triumph in trouble. The psalmist declares how the Lord helped him and helped Israel to triumph over trouble. Psalm 46 says this: God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though the waters roar and the foam in the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, get this, God says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Is the current crisis getting to you? I'll confess it's getting to me a little bit. Is the trouble our world experiencing affecting you? If so, focus your thoughts on verse 10, which says, be still and know that I am God. First, we're to be still. The Hebrew term that's used here means to cease, relax, do nothing, let go, and be quiet. We stop striving, we quit racing around, we relax. Being still and knowing him as our all-sufficient Lord forms this inseparable cycle. When we're still, we know that he is God. And knowing that produces greater stillness. A peace then begins to pervade us that no trouble can unsettle or destroy. Now, so often when I face trouble, I want to be in a hurry. I want to do something instead of being still. But our Heavenly Father wants us to slow down and listen to him. If we're to have any hope of overcoming our troubles, we have to take the time to slow down and be still. Second, we're to know. The Hebrew term used here means to perceive, to find out, to discern, to recognize, or to consider. What is it that we're to know? Well, that's the third part of our solution. We're to know that he is God. We're speaking of the God that's referred to in verse 1 of this psalm, a God who is our loving Heavenly Father, our immediate helper, our ever-present source of strength. God is absolute, God is sovereign, God is perfect, and friends, God has everything under control. God's still, small voice will never shout. He's longing for our attention, our full and undivided attention. That being the case, here's an assignment I would suggest for all of us. Find a time to be still. Remind yourself that he is God, a God that has everything under control. Finally, ask yourself this question: what is God trying to teach me during this current pandemic crisis? A quick reminder, church, please continue to pray for our church. Pray especially for those families that have been hurt economically by this current crisis. And thank you so very much for your continued faithfulness in your giving to Northland. I love you, church. Stay encouraged.